morning, students. I hope you are all well. Okay, students, I hope you are all well once again. Today there will be no live class of mathematics, there will be only video. We will start with question number 2. We have already done question number 1 in live class as well as in the previous video. We'll start with question number 2. Although I have explained question number 2 in the live class, I will explain question number 2 here once again. Question number 2 is ABCD is a rhombus. So first of all, we draw a rhombus. We have a rhombus as a parallelogram whose all sides are equal. So this we have drawn a rhombus. Name it A, B, C and D. Okay. So this ABCD is a rhombus and PQRS, this is written incorrectly, PQRS are midpoints of sides AB, BC, CD and DA. Its midpoint is P, midpoint of BC is Q, midpoint of CD, this is CD, is R, midpoint of DA is S. This question is just similar to the previous question. Okay, this is just as question number 1. The only difference is in question number 1 there was a quadrilateral, in question number 2 there is a rhombus. The second difference is in question number 1 we had to prove that the quadrilateral inside this the quadrilateral inside that quadrilateral was a parallelogram. This time we have to prove that this PQRS is a rectangle. So let us join PQRS. We have to prove that this PQRS is a rectangle. There must be some mistake. I have drawn the figure incorrectly. It doesn't look like a rectangle. A rectangle will be somewhere here. Let me redraw it, okay? This point is Q, this is C, this is B and this is a straight line. Okay, so we have to prove that this PQRS is a rectangle. Okay, so the steps for proving PQRS is a rectangle will be almost same as we use in the previous question. Okay, we are going to divide this question into two parts. First part will be we will prove that this PQRS is a parallelogram. First part will be we will prove that this PQRS is a parallelogram. We will draw the same number of steps like we did in the previous question. Okay. The second part of this question will be to prove that this parallelogram PQRS is a rectangle. Okay. So as per me, I know 3 methods of doing that. Okay. I will be explaining all 3 methods to you. Okay. But I will figure out only one of those 3 methods. Now, given is ABCD is a rhombus. We are given that ABCD is a rhombus. Secondly, P, Q, R and S are midpoints of sides AB, BC, CD and D respectively. Okay. Next you have to prove, we need to prove that this PQRS is a parallelogram. Rectangle. PQRS is a rectangle. Okay. Now like in previous question, in order to prove that PQRS is a rectangle, the first thing that we are required to prove is that this PQRS is a parallelogram, and we are going to use the same steps as we used in the previous question. The only difference in this diagram and the diagram in the previous question is this diagram does not have a diagonal. Previous question had a diagonal. Okay, so because this diagram does not have a diagonal, therefore we will draw a diagonal by ourselves. Okay, so we'll write down construction. Construction will be join AC. Construction will be join AC. Okay. Now, after this, you will leave 3 lines. Okay. After writing those construction, you will leave 3 lines in your copy, because I will tell you in detail later on. Just leave 3 lines after construction. I am not leaving. Okay, I will leave as well. Next is proof. So, like we did in the previous part, first of all, let me draw the AC diagonal. This is AC diagonal. Like we did in the previous part, we are going to use midpoint theorems in the triangles above and below the diagonal AC. In triangle ABC, P and Q are midpoints of AB and BC. So, by midpoint theorem, what is midpoint theorem? A line joining midpoints of 2 sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is half of it. That means PQ line is parallel to AC and PQ line is half of AC. Parallel to AC becomes first equation, half of AC becomes second equation. Let's start with the next part. Similarly, in triangle ADC, S is midpoint of AD and R is midpoint of DC. Okay, so what is happening in this triangle? By midpoint theorem, what will happen? SR will become parallel to AC and SR will become half of AC. Okay, these will be equation 3 and 4. Like we did in the previous question as well, by equations 1 and 3, 2 lines parallel to same line are parallel to each other. Two lines parallel to same line are parallel to each other. Okay, this is the first one. So we will have SR parallel to PQ, and secondly, by equation 2 and 4, 2 lines equal to the same line are equal to each other. or just leave the line. We have written it earlier also. We'll just directly write down that SR and PQ are equal. Okay, and because both of them are half of AC. Now we will say, since we know that what do we know? If one in a quadrilateral, if one pair of opposite sides are equal as well as parallel, then it is a parallelogram. Then it is a parallelogram. Okay. So with this we have proved the first part of the question, that PQRS is a parallelogram. Let me write down. Hence PQRS is a parallelogram. Okay. So with this we have completed the first part of the question. Now let me drag the figure for you somewhere else. Because I want to explain the second part of the question to you with the help of this figure. Okay, now see, this is a rhombus, ABCD is a rhombus. Okay, now we have already proved that PQRS is a parallelogram. We are clear about that. Next thing that we need to prove is that this PQRS is a rectangle as well. Now I have already told you, in order to prove any parallelogram a rectangle, you can do two things. Either you can prove that the diagonals of this rectangle are equal, the diagonals of this parallelogram are equal, and that way it will be called a rectangle. Okay, that will be the first case scenario. Second case scenario is you prove that any of the interior angles is 90 degree. Okay, so according to me there are two methods in which you can prove that interior angles are 90 degree, and there is one method by which you can prove that the diagonals of this parallelogram are equal. Okay, first of all let us talk about the 90 degree part. For 90 degree part, what we can do is we can do two things. First case will be, what will be it, that in triangle BPQ, you see triangle BPQ, this is triangle BPQ. In this triangle you let that this angle is x and this angle is x. Why so? BA and BC are equal. BA and BC are equal, adjacent sides of a rectangle are equal. If we draw half of those, then half of BA and half of BC will be equal. Half of BA is BP and half of BC is PQ, because P and Q are the midpoints. So that's why BPQ triangle becomes an isosceles triangle, and angles opposite to equal angles of a triangle are equal, therefore these two angles are x. Similarly, these two angles will be y. Okay, now in this triangle and as well as in this triangle, sum of all the interior angles is 180 degree. Okay, this means angle B plus x is equals to 180 degree. If you solve the equation, you can determine the value of angle B as 180 degree minus x. In the same manner, A can be determined as 2x, 180 degree minus 2x, 2y. So we have determined the value of angle A as 180 degree minus 2y. We have determined the value of angle B as 180 degree minus 2x. Now what I want to do is, I will say that AD line and BC line are parallel, opposite lines of a rhombus are parallel, and AB is a transversal. This is like this. So these two pair of co-interior angles should be supplementary. That means angle A plus angle B should be equal to 180 degree. Now angle A was 180 degree minus 2y. Angle B was 180 degree minus 2x. And all will be equal to 180 degree. So 180 degrees cancel. This is minus 2x minus 2y is equals to minus 180 degree. We take minus 2 as a common, minus 2 common, x plus y will be equal to minus 180 degree, and we simplify it, x plus y will be get as 90 degree. Okay. Now leave everything else. Let us focus upon x and y. We are focusing on point P. We are focusing on point P. On line AB at point P, this total angle should be equal to 180 degree. On line B at point P, this total angle should be equal to 180 degree because of linear pair. Okay. So this part of angle P, let us say A, let us say P, okay, and x plus y all should be equal to 180 degree. So what we will have? We will have this as P plus x plus y as 180 degree. We have already determined the value of x plus y as 90 degree. So value of P can be 90 degree. Once any of the interior angle of this parallelogram is right angle, therefore it is a rectangle. This is one way to prove it. Okay. Now let's see another way to prove this. Okay, another way would have been that you would draw one more construction. You will draw this diagonal BD. Okay, now you will apply midpoint theorem once again. We have already proved that this PQ line is parallel to AC. Secondly, we will let us name this point as O. O. This point as M, this point as N. Okay, this here is M, this here is N. Now, in quadrilateral PMON, what is happening here is AC line is parallel to PQ, therefore MO line will be parallel to PN. In the same manner, we will use the midpoint theorem to prove that SP line is parallel to BD, like we did in the previous question, and subsequently we will say that ON line is parallel to PN. So what is happening in quadrilateral PNOM? This quadrilateral will become a parallelogram because both pair of opposite sides are parallel. Once we have that, we will say that since we know that diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at 90 degree, diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at right angle, therefore this angle O is 90 degree. One angle of this parallelogram is 90 degree, therefore all the angles of this parallelogram are 90 degree. And then we will move on to the larger parallelogram PQRS and say since one of the angle of the PQRS is 90 degree, so all of the interior angles of PQRS are 90 degree, therefore it is a rectangle. Okay. Once again, we have proved here that interior angles of this parallelogram are 90 degree. Okay. So let us go with the third approach. That is what actually I am going to use in the solution. let us use next page only. Okay, this is our diagram, and this time we will prove that this PQRS is a rectangle. Okay, so this time I want to add two more lines to the construction. Those are join PR and join SQ. Join PR and join SQ. Okay, so PR will be this line and SQ will be this line. Okay, so first of all, let us talk about PR. What I am going to do with PR? Now, in this quadrilateral PRCB, or you can take quadrilateral APRD, in quadrilateral PRCB, what will be happening in quadrilateral PRCB is, see, this RC line is parallel to PB. RC is parallel to PB. Why? Because ABCD is a rhombus. Okay. And secondly, you will say that DC and AB are equal. DC line and AB line are equal. That means half of these two lines will also be equal. That means half of DC is half of DC is RC and half of AB is PB. So, what will happen then? Using these two conclusions, we will say that PBCR is a parallelogram. Okay, and we know that opposite sides of the parallelogram are equal. Therefore, BC is equals to PR. Now see the second part. Similarly, you will draw the second diagonal, that is SQ. We will draw second diagonal SQ, and SQCD is also a parallelogram. SQCD is also a parallelogram. So now we have SQCD as a parallelogram once again. Therefore, opposite lines SQ and DC will be equal. This will be equation number 5 and this will be equation number 6. Okay. One more thing we already know also. This line BC and this line DC are also equal. BC is equals to DC. Why? Because adjacent sides of a parallelogram are equal, of a rhombus are equal, sorry. Adjacent sides of rhombus are equal. Therefore, by equations, this will be equation number 7. By equation 5, 6 and 7, we can conclude that this PR length and this SQ length are equal. PR is equals to SQ. Okay, so in this manner, what we have proved that these diagonals are equal. These diagonals are equal. Therefore, for a parallelogram, since its diagonals are equal, therefore it is a what? It is a rectangle. Since diagonals of parallelogram PQRS of parallelogram PQRS are equal, hence PQRS is a parallelogram. This will be your third approach. Okay. You can also do previous two approach by proving the interior angle is a right angle. That is also correct, and this approach is also correct. Whatever the approach you use, please in your subjective copy, in the copy in which you are writing down the proof, use all the necessary conditions and theorem necessary to reach that conclusion. Okay. Now moving on with question number 3. Question number 3 is ABCD is a rectangle with PQRS as midpoints of sides this. Show that PQRS is a rhombus. Okay. Now once again we have similar type of question. What happened was, for a rhombus, if the midpoints are joined, it forms a rectangle, and for a rectangle, if its midpoints are joined and formed into a quadrilateral, you form a rhombus. Okay. So first of all, let me draw the diagram for you. This is a rectangle, let us name it A, B, C and D, and let us join the midpoints of this rectangle P, Q, R, S, and let us join the midpoints of this rectangle Okay. Now we have to do first part of the question same as we did in the previous two questions. You will draw diagonal AC and prove that PQRS is a rectangle. PQRS is a parallelogram. Okay. So I am not again explaining the first part of the question. You are going to use the same number of steps. Okay. I will move on to proving that this PQRS is a rhombus. I will only show you how to prove that this PQRS parallelogram is a rhombus. How to prove this PQRS parallelogram, this PQRS as a parallelogram will be up to you. Okay. So you will draw diagonal AC and once again apply midpoint theorems and prove that this PQRS is a parallelogram. After that, the real questions arise as how will we differentiate this parallelogram into a rhombus. Okay. So what is difference between a parallelogram and a rhombus is, let us recalculate. The parallelogram and the rhombus, first difference is all the sides of a rhombus are equal. In parallelogram only opposite pair of sides are equal. Secondly, diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at right angles. Okay, diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at right angles, but in parallelogram diagonals are only bisector of each other. And third one is that angles of the rhombus are bisected by its diagonals. Angles of a rhombus as well as for a square are bisected by its diagonals. That is not the case for rectangle and parallelogram. Okay. If we could prove any one of these three things, we will prove that this parallelogram is a rhombus. So what I am going is, once again you can try to prove any of these three things. All of these are sufficiently equal, are sufficient to prove that this parallelogram is a rhombus. But what I am going to do is, I am going to prove that adjacent sides of this parallelogram are equal, therefore it will become a rhombus. Because according to me, that is the most simplest approach. So in order to prove that, what I am going to do is, I am going to prove that this triangle ASP and triangle BPQ are congruent. This is very easy to prove. Angle A and angle B are 90 degree. I will prove that, see, P is the midpoint of AB, therefore these two lengths are equal. And since AD and BC are equal, so half of AD is AS and half of BC is BQ, these two also equal. By SAS congruency, we can prove that these two triangles are congruent, and by CPCT, we will say that these two lengths are equal. Okay, so let us continue with that. In triangle APS and triangle BPQ, in triangles APS and triangle BPQ, what is happening is, first of all, AD length is equals to BC length. Opposite sides of rectangle are equal. Okay. Next, half of, that means half of AD will be half equal to half of BC. Half of AD is AS and half of BC is BQ. How so? Because S and Q are midpoints. S and Q are midpoints of AD and BC respectively. This is the first thing. Next is angle A is equals to angle B is equals to 90 degree. All the interior angles of a rectangle are right angles. And lastly, we have AP is equals to PB because P is midpoint of AB. Okay. By using all this, you will say by SSS congruency, by SAS congruency, by AS congruency, triangle APS will be congruent to triangle B. Angle equal to P is PQ. Okay, and by CPCT, SP and PQ lengths are equal. And last line will be, since adjacent sides of a parallelogram are equal, since adjacent sides of a parallelogram are equal, hence it is a rhombus. Okay, so with this, 3 questions of our exercise have been completed. Question number 6 I have already given to you as a homework. Okay, in this chapter there are a total of 7 questions. So 4 questions are completed. Out of those remaining, there are 3 remaining questions. One more thing, students, if you have any problems, kindly come to the live class tomorrow, okay, at 9 a.m. That will be the time of tomorrow's morning live class on Zoom application. And if you have any queries regarding question number 1, 2, 3 and question number 6, kindly ask them. Okay, thank you for your time. Have a nice day.